I kind of want to get into the strategy behind how you've been able to do all this, because I think it will be very beneficial for anybody, regardless if they're doing something like nonprofit or they're try to get community involved or build a business or whatever they're trying to do. What you're doing is, I mean, is there some kind of system to it, or is it all random, or what? Like, how do you start kind of building this movement?
It's there's so many things that we need to improve on. So yeah, we definitely don't have a formula to success. Like, there's tons of stupid things that we've done that work out, some that don't. But I think the ultimate takeaway that makes it like capable of kind of going through it, right? Because I mean, obviously it's easy to work through the successes because it makes you feel good and cool things happen. But the failures, the thing that make you work through those, I think in our case at least, is sort of just remembering the people of the process. And that can mean a couple different things. So in our case, we're helping people, right? So if we help someone and then the video doesn't get a lot of attention and the organization's goals don't work out, you remember, hey, we made this person smile. And like fundamentally, that's pretty spectacular. Like when you really think about it, making some random person smile is a pretty big feat. So thinking about it that way, but also like, I guess the numbers of it, right? It's like if we post a video and it gets 10 views, it's like, holy crap, that sucks. It's only 10 people. But then you start to think, and like, that is 10 people who they are living their own lives, they're doing their own thing. And like, that means a lot, I think. And in our case, I don't know how well that would translate to most businesses, but even in the case of, say you're selling like candles or something, right? You sell 2 candles, you're like, oh crap, I haven't even broken even on my expenses. But I don't know, that's cool to share that experience with 2 other people. And I don't know if that's really like financial or organizational advice, but it's almost sort of like motivational and philosophical. Wow, I'm really struggling with my words right now. Philosophical. I think when it really comes down to it, it seems like that's what life is all about. And I think it's important to try to remember the interactions that you have in whatever form they take. And I think that'll help you get through the difficulties of everything else that you're bound to face, all the challenges, if you just try to find some appreciation. And, I say that, you would be led to believe that I'm good at that. That's something I think about all the time, right? Like if something doesn't work out, I beat myself up over it. So really, I try to, I'm telling myself this advice right now. Maybe that's why I'm having such a hard time talking, is I'm not listening to myself. But yeah, no, I think that's really important. And that's something that it'll help you, because it'll help you appreciate the small steps to the big thing, like you said. Mm-hmm. If you're always looking for 1 million and not appreciating the tens, then you're going to get burned out. And you just got to, you got to think small and appreciate the smallness of it, I think. It's very deep.
Yeah, no, I love it, man.
Can't exactly put that in a spreadsheet.
Right, yeah. I think it was Gary Vaynerchuk. I think it was Gary. He always talks about not focusing on the outcome, but the journey. Not focusing so much on the goal. Like, obviously, you have to have goals, but
right.
The end shouldn't be your goal. That shouldn't be your why. It should be the journey to get there. That's your why.
Yeah.
And going back to like impacting one person, 10 people, like you said, if 10 people watch the video and you can impact 10 people, I mean, how many times do you go out of your way throughout the day to say, how many people's lives could I possibly affect for the better throughout a given day?
Yeah.
There's probably not a lot of people that can say like, yeah, I actively sought out 10 people and I made them have a better day, or I gave them a positive
impact. It's amazing that you can do that. Yeah.
Right. And yeah, you're using a platform like video, even if it is 10 people and 10 people are like, holy cow, like that was amazing. Like, I want to go do something. I want to pay it forward. Like,
yeah,
that looking at it from that angle, it's like, wow, that is very powerful.
Yeah. And it's going to help you get through the difficulty that is running a business.
Right.
Just like the mindfulness of it. Yeah.
Well, and just knowing that those are the necessary steps to get to where you eventually want to be at. Like, you can't come out and impact millions all at once. You have to start by impacting a few at a time. I think it's just a very powerful message. Like this whole conversation that we're having is, I'm going to have to go back and like re-listen to this episode again and again, because I just love the message behind it. It's so powerful.
I always don't know what to say, because I get a lot of people say stuff like that, and it's like, I think so. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
I mean, I just love what you guys are doing. I think it is such a powerful thing. And yeah, you're impacting people's lives for the better. Like that's, in my mind, that's an entrepreneurial mindset. You're trying to impact people's lives for the better.
Yeah.
Being an entrepreneur isn't all about making money. If I can help you, like in my case, if I can help you start a podcast, or I can help you show up higher in search engines, like that's my way of being able to help people. Yeah. It's not necessarily the same thing that you're doing, or like on that scale, but it's my goal is to try to help you do that. And if money comes with that, then great. That's going to fund me to continue helping more people, just like what you're doing. You're not raising the money to say, look at all this money I have. You're using it to fund your next world record that you're trying to break.
Right.
So what you guys are obviously using wow, now I can't talk.
It's contagious.
The documentary series. Is it like a series, like a whole, like you're documenting each of your, I guess, adventures? I don't even know what to call them.
Yeah. So the way we have it broken down, I mean, broadly speaking, yeah, it's a series, but it's, who knows really at this point. But the way we talk about it amongst ourselves is sort of like 3 different categories. The first one is to help us just stay consistent and like be able to make easy content. We call it The Bright Side. And basically it's like a little news show where, me being sort of like a pessimist, I try to talk about acts of kindness, but I do it in a way, or at least I try to, where we don't want to just be like, oh, look at this cute puppy, life's amazing. No, it's like, hey, listen, this kid has cancer. That really sucks. But on the bright side, there is a little bit of a bright side here. He got to play with this puppy. That's not a story I came across, but as an example. So it's like a news show. The other one, we've had a lot of success on TikTok, so we're trying to make just like quick 60-second videos. We're filming a couple this weekend. One of them is like, we're going to go to a drive-through. We're going to ask, the worker there what their favorite movie is, and then we're going to go and create a little gift basket in the theme of their favorite movie. The idea behind the movie is that we're sponsored by this movie recommendation app. So,
oh, nice.
So in that case, we got to make a tie-in. But we're going to come back and give it to them. And, we're thinking like candy, a little like, I don't know, self-care thing, maybe gift card, their favorite movie, maybe a movie recommendation. But that isn't something nearly as grand as going on a cross-country road trip. And so it's a little bit more smaller scale. We would call that the Kindness Fund. And the really cool thing about the Kindness Fund in our case is we actually allow people to, of course, they can invest in the Kindness Fund. We will always accept donations. But we also take ideas. So the whole idea with the Kindness Fund is people can donate and suggest ideas. So they might not have any money, but they might have ideas. Cool, we'll execute that idea for you. We'll kind of bring the community together for kindness. And then we call them Live for Another videos, which are like the big one. So it's a series in that we're trying to do all these things consistently, and like it's all about kindness, and it always includes mainly me, but us doing these acts of kindness, always the same sense of humor, but it's kind of different. Mm-hmm. It's not quite serious in the sense of like Breaking Bad or something, in that.
Oh, right. Yeah.
The same consistent quality and like storyline and things like that.